Talk to yourself this way and attract all you desire. Stoicism. What we say to ourselves in the silence of our own minds shapes the entire course of our lives. This idea, echoed through the ages by thinkers from the Stoics to modern psychologists, is more than just a motivational quote. It's a powerful tool for attracting everything you desire. Imagine tapping into the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, who believed that the words we speak to ourselves have the power to shape our reality. From Marcus Aurelius, who mastered the art of self-reflection, to Seneca, who emphasized the control of thoughts as a path to tranquility, these philosophers understood the profound impact of our inner dialogue. In this video, we'll explore how you can harness the power of Stoic self-talk to align your desires with your actions, transforming your life from within. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we blend ancient wisdom with practical insights to help you live your best life. Today we're diving deep into the practice of talking to yourself in a way that doesn't just attract what you want, but also aligns you with the Stoic principles of wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. Stay tuned as we uncover how a simple shift in your inner dialogue can unlock the door to all you desire. In the journey of life, we are often confronted with challenges that seem insurmountable, desires that feel out of reach, and a reality that sometimes doesn't reflect the dreams we hold in our hearts. Yet, as we navigate through these trials, we often overlook the profound influence of our internal dialogue, the conversations we have with ourselves. Emmett Fox, a prominent New Thought leader in the early 20th century, emphasized the transformative power of self-talk, asserting that our thoughts and words have the capability to shape our reality. His philosophy, though rooted in a different era, echoes the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us the importance of controlling our perceptions and reactions to external events. By mastering the art of self-talk, we can align our inner dialogue with the principles of Stoicism, ultimately attracting the life we desire and transcending the obstacles that stand in our way. At the core of Fox's philosophy is the belief that our reality is not a fixed construct, but a reflection of our internal state. This concept aligns seamlessly with the Stoic principle that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The words we choose to describe our experiences, both to ourselves and others, carry immense power. If we consistently speak of our limitations, fears, and doubts, we reinforce those very barriers in our minds, making them more formidable. Conversely, when we engage in positive, constructive self-talk, we begin to dismantle these barriers, opening ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. This is not mere wishful thinking, but a deliberate and disciplined practice that can reshape our mental landscape and, by extension, our external reality. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Therefore, to attract all that we desire, we must first ensure that our thoughts and words are in harmony with the outcomes we seek." In practice, this means adopting a mindset that is both resilient and optimistic. When faced with adversity, instead of succumbing to negative self-talk, we should remind ourselves of our strength and capacity to overcome challenges. This approach is not about denying the difficulties we face, but about acknowledging them without allowing them to define us. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, wisely noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By reframing our internal dialogue to focus on solutions rather than problems, we shift our perspective from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. This shift in mindset is crucial for attracting the life we desire, as it propels us to take action rather than remain passive in the face of adversity. Moreover, the language we use when speaking to ourselves can significantly impact our emotional state and, by extension, our ability to manifest our desires. When we tell ourselves that we are capable, worthy, and deserving of success, we begin to internalize these beliefs, which then influence our actions and decisions. This concept is deeply rooted in the Stoic practice of self-reflection and self-mastery. The Stoics believed that by regularly examining our thoughts and beliefs, we could identify and correct any irrational or unproductive patterns of thinking. In modern terms, this could be likened to the practice of cognitive behavioral therapy, which emphasizes the connection between thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. By engaging in positive self-talk, we are essentially reprogramming our minds to align with our goals and aspirations, making it more likely that we will take the necessary steps to achieve them. Another key aspect of Fox's philosophy is the idea that our thoughts and words are not only a reflection of our current reality, but also a blueprint for our future. This notion is closely related to the Stoic concept of focusing on what is within our control. While we cannot control external events or the actions of others, we can control how we perceive and respond to them. By consistently engaging in positive, goal-oriented self-talk, we are effectively setting the stage for a future that aligns with our desires. As Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By taking charge of our internal dialogue, we take charge of our destiny. To truly harness the power of self-talk and attract all that we desire, it is essential to cultivate a disciplined mind. This involves not only speaking positively to ourselves, but also guarding against negative influences from the outside world. The Stoics were well aware of the impact that external stimuli could have on one's mental state. They advocated for the practice of mindfulness, remaining aware of our thoughts and feelings in the present moment, and choosing our responses carefully. In today's world, where we are constantly bombarded with information and opinions, this practice is more relevant than ever. By being mindful of the content we consume and the conversations we engage in, we can protect our minds from negativity and maintain a positive, constructive internal dialogue. Furthermore, it is important to remember that the power of self-talk lies not only in the words we choose, but also in the emotions and intentions behind them. Speaking positively to ourselves without genuine belief or conviction is unlikely to yield the desired results. The Stoics emphasized the importance of cultivating a rational and objective mindset, one that is free from irrational fears and desires. By grounding our self-talk in reality and aligning it with our true values and goals, we can create a powerful force for change in our lives. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca advised, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This continual process of self-improvement and self-mastery is at the heart of both Stoicism and Fox's philosophy. The power of self-talk, as championed by Emmett Fox and echoed in the teachings of Stoic philosophers, is a transformative tool that can help us attract all that we desire and live a life of fulfillment. By mastering our internal dialogue, we gain control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. In doing so, we align ourselves with the Stoic principles of self-mastery, mindfulness, and rationality, creating a mental environment that is conducive to success and happiness. As we go about our daily lives, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By applying this wisdom to our self-talk, we can unlock our full potential and create the life we truly desire. Let's delve deeper into the teachings of Fox and explore how his philosophy can be a guiding light in your journey to attract everything you desire in life. Fox's teachings are a beautiful blend of wisdom drawn from various traditions, with a significant emphasis on the idea that every human being carries within them divine potential. This divine potential is not just a lofty, abstract concept. It's a tangible force that can shape and create the reality you live in every single day. It's the idea that you are not just a passive observer of life's events, but an active co-creator of your destiny. This principle closely aligns with the biblical notion that the power of life and death lies in the tongue, a metaphorical way of saying that the words you speak and the thoughts you harbor have the power to either uplift or diminish your life. Fox's philosophy doesn't stop at simply highlighting your divine potential. It goes a step further by connecting this idea to the New Thought movement. The New Thought movement, which gained prominence in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, posits that your beliefs and thoughts have a profound impact on your life's circumstances. In essence, what you deeply believe to be true about yourself and the world becomes your reality. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a potent truth that countless individuals have discovered through experience. When you genuinely believe in your worth, your capabilities, and the positive possibilities that life holds, you set in motion a powerful process of personal transformation. You begin to attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with your inner beliefs. Now let's take a moment to reflect on this in the context of our modern lives. Picture this. You're in the middle of a challenging phase at work. Perhaps you're up for a promotion, but self-doubt creeps in. You start telling yourself that you're not good enough, that others are more qualified, and that you're bound to fail. This internal dialogue, though seemingly harmless, begins to influence your actions. You might find yourself less confident in meetings, hesitant to share your ideas, and ultimately, this self-fulfilling prophecy of failure takes hold. On the other hand, if you had approached the situation with the belief that you are capable, deserving, and ready for this new challenge, how different would your actions and outcomes be? You would likely step into meetings with confidence, share your insights boldly, and show your superiors that you are indeed the right person for the promotion. This is not just about positive thinking. It's about recognizing and harnessing the power of your thoughts and words to create the reality you desire. So, how can you start applying Fox's philosophy to your own life today? It begins with becoming more aware of the words you speak, both aloud and in your mind. What kind of dialogue are you having with yourself on a daily basis? Are your words and thoughts life-affirming, or are they dragging you down? Start by challenging any negative or limiting beliefs you hold about yourself. Replace them with statements that reflect your true potential, even if it feels uncomfortable or untrue at first. This shift in self-talk is not about lying to yourself or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on your strengths, your potential, and the opportunities ahead of you, rather than on your fears and limitations. Another key aspect of Fox's philosophy is the understanding that your beliefs don't just affect your internal world. They also ripple out into your external reality. When you change your internal dialogue, you begin to change how you interact with the world around you. You start to notice opportunities that you might have otherwise overlooked. You attract people who resonate with your newfound positivity and confidence. Your external world begins to shift in ways that reflect your internal transformation. It's important to remember that this process doesn't happen overnight. Changing deeply ingrained thought patterns takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But the rewards are worth it. Greater confidence, more fulfilling relationships, and a life that aligns more closely with your deepest desires. A modern story that illustrates this principle can be found in the life of a young entrepreneur named Sarah. Sarah had always dreamed of starting her own business, but she was plagued by self-doubt. She constantly told herself that she didn't have enough experience, that she wasn't smart enough, and that she would probably fail. As a result, she stayed stuck in a job she didn't love, too afraid to take the leap. One day, after reading about the power of positive thinking, she decided to change her internal dialogue. She began telling herself that she was capable, that she had valuable ideas to share, and that success was within her reach. Slowly but surely, she started to believe these new thoughts. She took small steps toward her goal, attending networking events, seeking advice from mentors, and eventually launching her business. It wasn't easy, and there were setbacks along the way, but her new mindset kept her going. Today, Sarah runs a successful company, and she credits her success to the moment she decided to change the way she talked to herself. As you think about your own life, consider this. What are the stories you're telling yourself every day? Are they stories of limitation and fear, or are they stories of possibility and growth? By consciously choosing to tell yourself stories that uplift and empower you, you begin to align your life with the desires of your heart. It's about taking control of the narrative, realizing that you have the power to write your own story, and that story can be one of abundance, success, and fulfillment. What would happen if you started speaking to yourself in a way that reflected your highest potential? How would your life change if you truly believed that you are capable of achieving all that you desire? Fox's philosophy teaches us that our words and thoughts are not just fleeting expressions but powerful tools that shape our reality. By recognizing and embracing your divine potential, by aligning your thoughts with your true desires, and by changing your internal dialogue, you can begin to attract the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, it's not about ignoring the challenges you face, but about approaching them with a mindset that empowers you rather than one that holds you back. Start today by speaking to yourself with kindness, belief, and positivity, and watch as your world begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. The lesson here is clear. You have the power to create your reality, and it all starts with the way you talk to yourself. So what will you say to yourself today? Think about a moment that you're in a conversation with yourself, one that carries the power to transform your life. This conversation isn't filled with idle chatter or self-doubt, but with words of intention, purpose, and power. These are affirmations, simple yet profound statements you say to yourself, designed to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you desire. The concept may seem straightforward, but it's rooted in ancient wisdom and has been echoed by philosophers and thinkers for centuries. When you repeat affirmations, you're not just talking, you're reshaping the very foundation of your reality. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the view we take of them." This means that our perception, our inner dialogue, shapes how we experience life. By speaking affirmations, you're choosing to take control of that dialogue, steering it towards the reality you wish to create. Let's delve deeper into why this works. Our minds are powerful tools, but they are also highly suggestible. When you tell yourself something repeatedly, your mind begins to believe it, and more importantly, it starts to act as if it were true. This is where the magic of affirmations lies. You're essentially reprogramming your subconscious mind, which governs your habits, attitudes, and behaviors. Consider the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. Affirmations allow you to do just that. You're taking control of your thoughts, one of the few things truly within your power, and using them to influence your actions and ultimately your outcomes. Now, you might wonder, can simply talking to myself really make that much of a difference? The answer is yes, and there's a good reason why. When you affirm something, you're not just stating a wish or a hope, you're declaring it as a present reality. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," you say, "I am successful." This shift in language is subtle but profound. You're telling your subconscious mind that the success you seek is already yours, which in turn encourages you to act in ways that make it a reality. The Stoics understood this power. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminded himself of the kind of person he wanted to be, not in the future, but in the present. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, he wrote. By using affirmations, you're harnessing that same power over your mind. Let's take this a step further. Affirmations are not just about attracting external success or material wealth. They are also about cultivating inner virtues, qualities like courage, patience, wisdom, and resilience, which the Stoics valued above all else. When you say, "I am patient," or "I am resilient," you're not just hoping to develop these traits. You're claiming them as part of your identity right now. And as you continue to affirm these virtues, they begin to manifest in your thoughts and actions. This is how affirmations can help you not only achieve your goals, but also grow as a person. It's about aligning your inner self with your outer actions, creating a harmonious balance between who you are and what you do. But how do you know if your affirmations are working? It's not always about immediate results. The Stoics believed in the power of gradual progress, in the importance of daily practice and repetition. Seneca famously said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." By consistently affirming your desires and virtues, you're preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for the opportunities that will come your way. And when they do, you'll be ready to seize them because you've already built the mindset needed to succeed. Now think about this. What are the thoughts you repeat to yourself every day? Are they thoughts of doubt and fear, or are they thoughts of strength and possibility? The beauty of affirmations is that they give you the power to choose. You can decide right now to start speaking to yourself in a way that uplifts and empowers you. And the more you do it, the more natural it will become. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. And as your mind becomes stronger, so too does your ability to shape your reality. This brings us to an important question. What do you truly desire in life? What kind of person do you want to be? Take a moment to reflect on this because your answers will guide your affirmations. If you desire peace, start affirming, I am at peace. If you seek success, affirm, I am successful. If you want to be more compassionate, affirm, I am compassionate. Whatever it is, speak it as if it already is, because in many ways, it already is. Your mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It responds to the messages you give it. So why not give it messages that lead you toward the life you want to live? Affirmations are not about wishful thinking or deluding yourself into believing something that's not true. They're about recognizing the potential within you and bringing it to the forefront of your consciousness. They're about taking control of your inner dialogue and using it to shape your outer reality. The Stoics understood this power, and they used it to cultivate virtues and achieve greatness. You can do the same. It's a practice, a habit, and like any habit, it takes time to develop. But with patience and persistence, the results can be life-changing. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, what will you affirm today? How will you choose to speak to yourself? Will your words reflect doubt, or will they reflect the strength, wisdom, and resilience that lie within you? The choice is yours and the power is in your hands. Use it wisely, and you just might attract all that you desire and more. In life, it's easy to become bogged down by the overwhelming noise of the world and the weight of our own expectations. Stoicism offers a compass, guiding us through the labyrinth of desires, thoughts, and actions, helping us to not only navigate life's challenges but to harness them as opportunities for growth. By learning to talk to yourself in a way that is both empowering and grounded in reality, you can attract all you desire, without falling prey to the common pitfalls that can derail your journey. It's vital to understand that Stoicism is not about simply wishing your way to a better life. It's about aligning your desires with virtuous action. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the essence of what it means to talk to yourself in a Stoic manner. It's not just about affirmations. It's about cultivating a mindset that is resilient, proactive, and attuned to the realities of life. However, this approach is not without its challenges. One of the potential pitfalls in this philosophy is the oversimplification of complex desires into mere affirmations. While it is powerful to believe in your ability to achieve your goals, this belief must be paired with consistent and purposeful action. The danger lies in thinking that simply repeating positive statements will bring about change. In reality, without action, these affirmations can lead to complacency or even delusion. Seneca wisely remarked, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." This means that while it's important to talk to yourself with confidence and hope, it is equally important to follow through with action. The world will not bend to your desires unless you first take steps toward them. Talking to yourself in a positive and stoic way should be the first step in a journey marked by persistent and deliberate effort. Another significant pitfall is the risk of victim blaming, a subtle but dangerous trap. Stoicism teaches us to take responsibility for our thoughts and actions, which can be incredibly empowering. However, it's essential to recognize that not all misfortunes are a result of our mindset or thinking. External factors, Societal structures and sheer chance play significant roles in the outcomes we experience in life. It would be naive and unfair to suggest that someone facing hardship is solely to blame for their circumstances due to negative thinking. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This quote emphasizes the importance of personal responsibility in our reactions, but it also acknowledges that some events are beyond our control. Thus, while it is crucial to cultivate a strong and positive inner dialogue, it is equally important to maintain compassion and understanding for yourself and others when life deals a harsh hand. Blaming oneself or others for every misfortune overlooks the complexity of life and the myriad factors that influence our paths. Furthermore, Stoicism does not advocate for a passive acceptance of fate or a rigid adherence to positive thinking. Instead, it encourages a balanced approach where we acknowledge our desires, align them with virtuous actions, and remain flexible enough to adapt to whatever life throws our way. The Stoic approach to self-talk is about cultivating an inner dialogue that is honest, realistic, and motivating. It is about understanding that while we may not have control over every outcome, we do have control over how we prepare, how we act, and how we respond to life's challenges. In modern life, this means recognizing the power of your thoughts and words, but also understanding their limitations. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to adjust your sails to the winds of change. In the hustle and bustle of today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that everything can be solved with a positive mindset. But life is more complex than that, and so is the human experience. The power of talking to yourself in a Stoic way lies in its balance between hope and action, between acceptance and effort, and between responsibility and compassion. It's about building a mindset that empowers you to pursue your desires with integrity and resilience, while also acknowledging the realities of the world around you. This balanced approach will not only help you attract what you desire, but will also prepare you to handle the inevitable ups and downs of life with grace and fortitude. While Stoicism provides a powerful framework for self-talk that can lead to achieving your desires, it's important to navigate this philosophy with care. Avoid the traps of oversimplification and victim blaming by pairing positive affirmations with action and maintaining a compassionate perspective on the complexities of life. As you talk to yourself in a Stoic way, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So cultivate thoughts that are strong, resilient, and grounded in reality, and let these thoughts guide you as you pursue your desires with wisdom and determination. In doing so, you will not only attract what you desire, but also build a life that is rich in purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Thank you so much for joining me in this video on how to talk to yourself in a way that aligns with your deepest desires, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. I'm curious, how do you currently speak to yourself, and have you noticed how it affects your ability to achieve what you want in life? I'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. If you're not sure what to comment, you could share a specific affirmation you use or even a situation where changing your self-talk made a difference in your life. Let's continue to explore a meaningful conversation. Affirmations are a powerful tool, yet their true strength lies not merely in the repetition of words, but in how these words are anchored to our actions and reality. The idea of simply saying positive things to ourselves, while comforting, often falls short if not paired with deliberate, tangible actions. Think about it. If you tell yourself every day that you are confident, but never take steps to put yourself in situations that challenge your confidence, the affirmation remains a hollow echo. It's like trying to fill a cup without ever pouring anything into it. The cup may be there, ready and waiting, but it remains empty, serving no purpose. This is where many people falter. They speak words of power but don't align their lives with those words. They forget that Stoicism teaches us the art of balancing what we can control with the acceptance of what we cannot. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds not just to our intentions but to the actions we take to back those intentions up. Take the story of Sam, a young professional eager to climb the corporate ladder. Every morning, he would look in the mirror and repeat, "I am a successful leader. I am a force of positive change." These words filled him with a sense of purpose and determination, but for months, Sam noticed no real change in his life. His affirmations were powerful, but his actions told a different story. At work, he remained in his comfort zone, avoided taking on challenging projects, and hesitated to voice his opinions in meetings. Sam was saying all the right things, but he wasn't doing them. It wasn't until Sam began to take real, deliberate steps, volunteering for leadership roles, engaging with his colleagues more openly, and pushing himself to step out of his comfort zone, that his affirmations began to manifest into reality. Sam learned that it wasn't enough to just say he was a leader. He had to act like one too. This brings us to a fundamental principle in Stoic philosophy, the importance of humility and empathy. As much as we are encouraged to take action, we must also recognize the limits of our control. There's an old saying, "Man plans and God laughs," which reflects the Stoic belief that while we can influence many things, we cannot control the outcomes of all our efforts. Imagine putting all your energy into achieving a certain goal, only to fall short because of circumstances beyond your control, perhaps an economic downturn, an unexpected illness, or changes within your company. Does this mean your affirmations failed? No, it means that life in its complexity is not a straight line from affirmation to achievement. It's more like a winding road, full of twists and turns, where our strength lies in navigating it with resilience, not in expecting the road to always be smooth. Empathy also plays a key role here. Often, in our pursuit of success, we become so focused on our affirmations and goals that we forget the world doesn't revolve around us. There are other people, with their own challenges, fears, and dreams, moving through life alongside us. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of others, to understand that while we are striving for our desires, others are doing the same. It encourages us to practice kindness and patience, not just toward ourselves, but toward everyone we encounter. This is particularly important when things don't go our way. Instead of becoming bitter or disheartened, we can choose to respond with grace, acknowledging that setbacks are not just part of our journey, but part of the collective human experience. So, what does all this mean for you? How do you balance affirmations with action, humility, and empathy in your own life? Start by asking yourself, what am I doing today to make my affirmations a reality? If you're telling yourself you are strong and resilient, what actions are you taking to build that strength and resilience? Are you pushing through discomfort, or are you staying within the bounds of what's easy and familiar? At the same time, consider the people around you. How can you be more empathetic in your interactions? Are you acknowledging the struggles others may be facing, or are you solely focused on your own path? And finally, are you humble enough to accept that not everything is within your control? When life throws you a curveball, do you respond with frustration, or do you see it as an opportunity to practice resilience and adapt to new circumstances? Remember, the essence of Stoicism is not about ignoring reality or convincing yourself of something that isn't true. It's about aligning your words with your actions, recognizing the limits of your control, and treating others with the kindness and respect they deserve. As you move forward, let your affirmations be more than just words. Let them be the foundation upon which you build your actions, and let those actions be guided by humility and empathy. In doing so, you'll find that you're not just attracting what you desire, but you're also becoming the kind of person who is worthy of those desires. The key takeaway here is simple. Speak words of power, but do so with the understanding that words alone are not enough. Back them up with deliberate action, and temper your ambitions with the humility to know that not everything is within your control. Practice empathy, recognizing that everyone around you is fighting their own battles, just as you are. And finally, accept that the path to your desires is not always straightforward, but with resilience and determination, you can navigate it successfully. So the next time you look in the mirror and affirm your goals, ask yourself, what will I do today to make this true? How can I step out of my comfort zone, not just for myself, but in a way that positively impacts those around me? By approaching your affirmations with this mindset, you'll find that you're not just saying the right things, you're living them. In a world where distractions are as common as the air we breathe, being able to truly focus on the present moment is nothing short of a superpower. Think about this. How often do you find yourself lost in thoughts of what could have been or what might be, rather than what is happening right now? The Stoics, ancient philosophers who spent their lives mastering the art of living, understood that the only reality we truly have is this very moment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoics, once said, "Confine yourself to the present." This isn't just a philosophical idea, but a practical guide to living a more fulfilled and purpose-driven life. Think about how you talk to yourself daily. Are your inner conversations filled with regret about the past or anxiety about the future? Or do you focus on what you can do right now, in this very moment? The Stoics teach us that by anchoring our thoughts in the present, we can align our actions with our true desires more effectively. When you talk to yourself, shift your focus from what you hope to achieve someday to what you can do today. Instead of saying, "I will be successful one day," change it to, "I am taking meaningful steps towards success today." This small shift in how you speak to yourself can drastically alter your actions and, over time, bring you closer to your goals. Now, why is this so powerful? The Stoics believe that our minds are like gardens. Whatever we plant in them will grow. If you sow seeds of doubt, fear, and anxiety about the future, that's what you'll harvest. But if you plant seeds of present moment awareness, focusing on what you can control and what you can do right now, you'll reap a harvest of calm, focused action. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." By focusing your self-talk on the present moment, you are choosing to respond to life in a way that empowers you, rather than drains you. Let's dig deeper. How does focusing on the present moment actually help you attract what you desire? When your mind is centered on the here and now, you are more likely to take immediate action. And it's this action, not just intention or wishful thinking, that moves you toward your goals. For instance, if your goal is to improve your health, telling yourself, "I will start exercising soon," is far less effective than saying, "I am choosing to be active today." This change in language isn't just about words, it's about how those words influence your behavior right now. What steps can you take today that align with your goals? How can you shift your mindset to be more present-focused? Let's consider this idea further. The future, no matter how much we plan or worry about it, is always uncertain. The past is unchangeable. But the present is where your power lies. It's where you can make decisions, take action, and steer your life in the direction you want it to go. By cultivating a habit of present moment awareness in your self-talk, you're training your mind to focus on what can actually make a difference, your actions today. And when your actions today are aligned with your desires, the future begins to take care of itself. But what does this look like in practical terms? How can you apply this concept in your daily life? One of the simplest and most effective ways to bring your attention back to the present moment is through mindfulness practices. These don't have to be complex or time-consuming. Even a few minutes of deep breathing or a short focused meditation can ground you in the now. As you breathe, remind yourself that this moment is all there is, and let go of worries about what has been or what might be. Marcus Aurelius urged us to live in the present moment, and by practicing mindfulness, you're doing exactly that. Each time you catch your mind drifting to past regrets or future anxieties, gently bring it back to the present by asking yourself, "What can I do right now to move closer to my goals?" Another practical exercise is to consciously reframe your self-talk throughout the day. When you find yourself saying things like, "I'll get to that task later," or "I hope things will get better soon," stop and rephrase it. Say instead, I am tackling this task right now, or I am doing what I can today to improve my situation. This subtle but powerful shift not only changes how you perceive your circumstances, but also propels you into action. Remember, the Stoics believed that virtue lies in action. They weren't content with simply thinking about the good life. They pursued it through their deeds, guided by the present moment. As you move through your day, ask yourself open-ended questions that encourage present moment awareness. For example, what is one thing I can do right now to improve my life? Or, how can I make the most of this moment? These questions not only keep you focused on the present, but also help you stay aligned with your deeper desires and goals. They challenge you to think actively and to engage with life as it unfolds, rather than passively waiting for the future to arrive. By harnessing the power of present moment awareness, you're not just talking to yourself differently, you're transforming your entire approach to life. You're choosing to focus on what you can control, to take action in the here and now, and to align your thoughts and deeds with your true desires. And in doing so, you naturally begin to attract the life you want, not by wishing for it, but by creating it, moment by moment, day by day. The Stoics remind us that we have the power to shape our reality by how we choose to perceive and act within the present moment. Our world is full of unpredictable twists and turns. The ability to master your emotions isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. Through the lens of Stoicism, discover how the words you say to yourself can be the key to not just surviving, but thriving in the face of adversity. Emotions are undeniably powerful, capable of driving us to our highest highs and pulling us to our lowest lows. But what if you could harness this power, steering it in a way that serves your purpose rather than derailing it? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has withstood the test of time, offers a profound insight into this. While we cannot control external events, we have absolute dominion over our reactions to them. This core Stoic teaching is encapsulated in the practice of intentional self-talk, a mental strategy where the words you choose to internalize can build a fortress of emotional resilience. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about facing a situation where a difficult colleague challenges your patience daily. It's easy to let frustration and anger take over. But Stoic self-talk invites you to pause and remind yourself, I control how I respond, not what others do. This simple yet powerful affirmation can shift your mindset from one of reaction to one of intentional action. By framing your thoughts this way, you reduce the emotional toll of the situation, turning a potential source of stress into an opportunity for growth. This practice is not about suppressing emotions, but rather about acknowledging them, reframing them, and responding with clarity and purpose. In modern life, where the pace is relentless and the pressures are numerous, it's all too common to feel overwhelmed by circumstances beyond our control. However, by adopting a Stoic approach to self-talk, you can reclaim your inner peace and fortify your emotional resilience. Consider a scenario where you face a personal loss, whether it's the end of a relationship, the passing of a loved one, or a major life setback. The initial wave of grief and despair is natural, but your response to these feelings is where Stoicism shines. Instead of succumbing to the darkness, affirm to yourself, "This is painful, but I will endure. I have faced challenges before, and I have grown from them." This self-talk is not about denying the pain, but rather about affirming your ability to survive and eventually thrive beyond it. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." This quote reminds us that enduring hardship is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Every time you consciously choose words that empower you, you're building emotional resilience. Whether you're dealing with daily stressors or profound life changes, the way you talk to yourself can either be a source of strength or a source of further distress. By intentionally crafting your internal dialogue, you are, in essence, training your mind to remain steadfast and focused, even in the midst of chaos. Let's take this further into the realm of everyday scenarios. Imagine you're faced with an unexpected financial setback, a job loss, a failed investment, or an unforeseen expense. The immediate reaction might be panic or anxiety, which is understandable, but instead of letting these emotions spiral out of control, Stoic self-talk advises you to ground yourself with thoughts like, "I have faced challenges before and have always found a way through. This is no different." This practice helps you to not only manage your immediate emotional response but also to clear your mind, enabling you to think rationally about the next steps. It's about transforming adversity into a test of your resilience, a theme central to Stoic teachings. In the workplace too, Stoic self-talk can be a game changer. Imagine preparing for a high-stakes presentation or negotiation. The pressure is on, and the fear of failure looms large. Here, a Stoic approach would encourage you to internally recite, "I have prepared for this, and I trust in my abilities. Whatever the outcome, I will handle it." This kind of self-assurance doesn't just help you stay calm under pressure, it also primes you to perform at your best, unburdened by unnecessary stress. As Epictetus, another key figure in Stoicism, famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By internalizing this, you develop a mindset that sees challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to prove your resilience and grow stronger. To bring this all together, the Stoic practice of self-talk is a powerful tool for mastering emotional resilience. It's about choosing words that empower rather than diminish you, focusing on what you can control, your reactions and mindset, instead of what you can't. With each challenge you face, you have the chance to affirm your resilience, adapt, and ultimately attract the outcomes you desire by maintaining a clear, focused, and composed mind. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Through the right self-talk, you turn obstacles into stepping stones, paving the way to a life of greater peace, strength, and fulfillment. Gratitude is often seen as a simple, feel-good emotion, but it holds far greater power than we might initially realize. It's a practice that, when embraced fully, can fundamentally transform the way you experience life, turning your focus from what's missing to the abundance that already surrounds you. Stoic philosophy, which has guided countless individuals through the trials of life for centuries, teaches us that true contentment doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. By shifting your mindset to one of gratitude, you open yourself up to a world of abundance, both seen and unseen. Imagine waking up each day and saying to yourself, "I am grateful for the opportunities today brings." This simple affirmation isn't just a positive thought. It's a powerful tool that can change the way you perceive the world, helping you to see opportunities where others might see only obstacles. Let me share a story that might resonate with you. Picture someone who has been working hard at their job, feeling frustrated by the lack of recognition and advancement. This person could easily fall into the trap of focusing on what they don't have, the promotion that hasn't come, the acknowledgement that seems elusive. But instead, they choose a different path. They start a daily practice of gratitude, taking a few minutes each morning to reflect on what they appreciate about their job, the stability it provides, the skills they've developed, the relationships they've built. Over time, this shift in perspective begins to change everything. Not only do they start to feel more satisfied and less stressed, but others notice their positive attitude as well. Opportunities for advancement, which once seemed out of reach, begin to present themselves almost effortlessly. This is the power of gratitude in action. By focusing on what you're thankful for, you naturally attract more of the things that align with that positive energy. This principle of gratitude isn't just a lofty ideal. It's a practical tool that you can incorporate into your daily life. For instance, keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day can have a profound impact on your mindset. It might seem simple, but this practice trains your brain to look for the positive even in challenging situations. And what if you started each day with a gratitude-focused affirmation like, "I am grateful for the people who support me, and the opportunities that come my way. By doing so, you're setting the tone for the day ahead, priming your mind to recognize and attract abundance in all its forms. This isn't just about attracting wealth or material possessions. It's about recognizing the richness of life in every moment. Consider the impact that a grateful mindset can have on your relationships. When you consistently express gratitude for the people in your life, you strengthen those bonds, fostering deeper connections and mutual respect. Instead of taking loved ones for granted, you start to appreciate the little things they do, which in turn makes them feel valued and appreciated. This creates a positive feedback loop where your relationships grow stronger and more fulfilling, contributing to an overall sense of abundance in your life. The same principle applies to your career. When you focus on what you're grateful for in your work, whether it's the challenges that push you to grow, the team that supports you, or the opportunities to learn, you begin to attract more of what you desire, be it recognition, growth, or success. Now let's take a moment to think about your own life. What are the things you often overlook that you could be more grateful for? How might your life change if you shifted your focus from what's lacking to what's already abundant? These are not just rhetorical questions. They're an invitation to explore how gratitude can reshape your reality. By adopting a mindset of gratitude, you're not just passively accepting your circumstances, you're actively engaging with them in a way that empowers you to attract more of what you desire. It's a subtle yet profound shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, and it can start with something as simple as a daily affirmation or a moment of reflection. Remember that the practice of gratitude isn't about ignoring life's challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good that already exists in your life and recognizing the potential for more. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you create a positive energy that not only enhances your well-being, but also attracts abundance in various forms, whether it's opportunities, relationships, or personal growth. So the next time you find yourself dwelling on what you don't have, pause and ask yourself, what am I grateful for right now? How can this moment of gratitude shift my perspective and open up new possibilities? By cultivating gratitude, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. If you've made it this far, you're truly committed to mastering the art of self-talk. Drop a comment saying, "I attract what I desire," to show you're ready to embrace this powerful Stoic practice. Stay tuned, because your transformation is more to discover. True success isn't merely about attaining your desires, it's about achieving them in a way that is deeply rooted in integrity. This is a concept that Stoicism emphasizes heavily, placing virtue, particularly integrity, at the very heart of what it means to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. When you think about success, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of doing whatever it takes to achieve your goals. But a Stoic approach invites you to consider a different path, one where you align your self-talk with your core values and pursue your desires without compromising who you are. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This powerful quote reminds us that integrity and virtue are what truly enrich our lives, not the mere accumulation of wealth or status. So, what does it mean to pursue success with integrity? It means committing to a path where your actions are guided by principles rather than by expediency. Instead of telling yourself, "I will do whatever it takes to succeed," consider the Stoic alternative. "I will succeed by staying true to my values." This shift in mindset not only makes your success more genuine, but also more satisfying, because it is achieved without the internal conflict that comes from compromising your principles. Think about it. How often have you seen or heard of someone reaching the pinnacle of success, only to find themselves feeling empty because the journey there was tainted by actions they aren't proud of? By aligning your desires with integrity, you ensure that the success you achieve is not just hollow, but deeply fulfilling. But how do you integrate integrity into your daily life, especially when the pressures of the modern world often push you to cut corners or make compromises? It starts with your self-talk. the inner dialogue that shapes your actions and decisions. When faced with a tough decision, ask yourself, is this choice consistent with my values? Will this action make me proud, not just today, but in the long run? By regularly reflecting on these questions, you can ensure that your actions are in harmony with your moral compass, leading to a sense of peace and confidence that comes from knowing you're living in alignment with your true self. Consider a story from modern life that illustrates this point. Imagine you're a business owner who has the opportunity to make a significant profit by cutting costs in a way that might compromise the quality of your product or the well-being of your employees. The financial gain is tempting, and you might find yourself justifying the decision by telling yourself, it's just business. But a Stoic perspective would challenge you to think deeper. What would it mean for your integrity if you took that shortcut? Would the extra profit be worth the damage to your reputation or the trust of your employees? By staying true to your values, perhaps by choosing to maintain quality and fairness even if it means less immediate profit, you not only preserve your integrity, but also build a business that is respected and trusted in the long run. Now let's bring this back to you. How do you ensure that your own success is built on a foundation of integrity? It begins with cultivating an awareness of your values and letting those values guide your self-talk and actions. For example, when you're tempted to take an easy but ethically questionable path, remind yourself of the long-term consequences. Ask yourself open-ended questions like, what kind of person do I want to be? And, will this decision help me become that person? These questions aren't just about making you pause. They're about encouraging you to dig deeper into your motivations and to align your actions with the principles that matter most to you. It's also important to remember that integrity isn't just about big decisions. It's about the small everyday choices that add up to define who you are. Whether it's being honest in a minor business transaction, keeping a promise even when it's inconvenient, or simply treating others with respect, these actions reinforce your commitment to living with integrity. And when your self-talk reflects these values, when you say to yourself, I will act with honesty and fairness in all things, you're not only affirming your commitment to integrity but also setting the stage for success that feels right and is truly yours. Reflect on this lesson from Stoicism. True success is not about the external rewards alone, but about the internal satisfaction that comes from knowing you've lived according to your values. When you align your self-talk with integrity, you create a life where your desires are fulfilled in a way that brings deep and lasting happiness. Ask yourself, am I staying true to my values? Is this success that I can be proud of? By doing so, you ensure that the success you attract is not only abundant, but also deeply aligned with who you truly are. Fear is an inevitable part of life, but it doesn't have to rule over your decisions or hold you back from achieving your goals. Instead, with the right mindset and tools, you can learn to face your fears head-on and turn them into stepping stones toward success. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who sought wisdom in the art of living well, understood that fear often stems from focusing on things beyond our control. They believed that by shifting our attention to what we can control, we can overcome fear and find the courage to act in spite of it. This perspective is powerful and timeless, offering us a practical approach to dealing with the fears that inevitably arise in our daily lives. Consider how often we find ourselves paralyzed by the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. These fears can be so overwhelming that they prevent us from taking action, keeping us stuck in a cycle of inaction and regret. However, the Stoics taught that fear, when properly managed, can become a catalyst for growth, rather than a barrier. As the philosopher Seneca once said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This quote reminds us that much of our fear is a product of our thoughts rather than the actual circumstances we face. To truly overcome fear, the Stoics advised using self-talk as a tool to redirect our focus. Instead of dwelling on what might go wrong, they encouraged us to affirm our ability to face challenges with courage and resilience. By telling yourself, I will face this fear with courage, you begin to change the narrative in your mind, transforming fear from a paralyzing force into a motivator. This doesn't mean that the fear disappears entirely, but it loses its power to control your actions, Instead, it becomes something you acknowledge and then move beyond, allowing you to take calculated risks and pursue your goals with greater confidence. In modern life, the concept of facing fear through self-talk is just as relevant as it was in ancient times. Whether you're preparing for a major presentation at work, contemplating a career change, or navigating a difficult personal situation, fear is likely to be a constant companion. But instead of letting it dictate your actions, you can use Stoic principles to confront it. Begin by identifying what you can control in the situation: your preparation, your attitude, your response, and focus your energy there. When fear creeps in, remind yourself that you have the inner strength to handle whatever comes your way. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius advised, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that by facing the obstacles, your fears, you actually pave the way for progress and growth. Taking actionable steps to confront fear is essential in applying this Stoic wisdom to your life. Start small by challenging yourself to face minor fears, and gradually work your way up to more significant challenges. If you fear failure, for example, set a goal that stretches your abilities but is still achievable. When you encounter setbacks, use them as opportunities to practice resilience, rather than as reasons to give up. Each time you push through a fear, you desensitize yourself to it, making it easier to face the next challenge. This consistent practice of fear-facing self-talk and action reinforces your confidence and diminishes the power that fear holds over you. Moreover, it's crucial to understand that Stoic self-talk isn't about dismissing fear, but about acknowledging it and choosing to act despite it. This approach aligns with the Stoic belief that we are not defined by our emotions but by how we respond to them. When you affirm, "I will face this fear with courage," you are not pretending that fear doesn't exist. You are simply choosing not to let it dictate your actions. Over time, this mindset builds a sense of inner strength and resilience, which not only helps you overcome immediate fears, but also prepares you to handle future challenges with greater ease. Consider how you might apply these Stoic principles to your own life. What fears are holding you back right now? How can you use self-talk to shift your focus from what you cannot control to what you can? By consistently practicing this approach, you'll find that fear becomes less of a roadblock and more of a motivator, driving you to take action and pursue your desires with clarity and purpose. Remember, fear is not the enemy. It's an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and ultimately more successful. By facing your fears with the courage and wisdom of the Stoics, you attract not only the success you desire, but also the peace of mind that comes from knowing you've stayed true to your principles. As we conclude this video, it's crucial to recognize that Fox's philosophy is more than just a tool for setting goals. It's a pathway to deep personal transformation when applied thoughtfully. The words we choose to speak to ourselves can have a profound impact on our lives, shaping our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our reality. By crafting precise affirmations that resonate with your deepest desires, repeating them consistently, and coupling them with intentional, meaningful actions, you begin to align your life with what you truly want to achieve. This practice isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about creating a strong mental foundation that supports your aspirations. However, it's important to approach this practice with a balanced perspective. While the power of words can indeed shape your life, it's equally important to understand the limitations of this approach. Life is complex, and no single practice can guarantee success in every area. That's why empathy and wisdom are key, both in how you speak to yourself and how you interact with others. Be mindful that while you strive to attract what you desire, it's essential to remain grounded and considerate of the world around you. I encourage you to take these principles and apply them to your daily life. Start by observing the language you use with yourself and make conscious efforts to shift it in a more positive and empowering direction. Over time, notice how these small changes begin to influence your mindset and actions. And I'd love to hear about your journey. How do you talk to yourself? And how has it impacted your life? Please share your experiences in the comments below so we can learn and grow together as a community. If you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more content on living a life aligned with Stoic principles and personal fulfillment. Together, we can continue exploring these timeless teachings and apply them to our modern lives for greater growth, happiness, and success. Talk to yourself this way and attract all you desire. Stoicism. What we say to ourselves in the silence of our own minds shapes the entire course of our lives. This idea, echoed through the ages by thinkers from the Stoics to modern psychologists, is more than just a motivational quote. It's a powerful tool for attracting everything you desire. Imagine tapping into the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, who believed that the words we speak to ourselves have the power to shape our reality. From Marcus Aurelius, who mastered the art of self-reflection, to Seneca, who emphasized the control of thoughts as a path to tranquility, these philosophers understood the profound impact of our inner dialogue. In this video, we'll explore how you can harness the power of Stoic self-talk to align your desires with your actions, transforming your life from within. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we blend ancient wisdom with practical insights to help you live your best life. Today we're diving deep into the practice of talking to yourself in a way that doesn't just attract what you want, but also aligns you with the Stoic principles of wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. Stay tuned as we uncover how a simple shift in your inner dialogue can unlock the door to all you desire.